So Kirk Cousins has signed with the Atlanta Falcons for a massive amount of money. And I want to discuss something a little bit different on this podcast because a lot of people mock Kirk Cousins for the amount of money that he has made throughout his career. Some people will come out and say, why didn't he take a discount? He already has made $300 million in his career or whatever. Why didn't he take a discount? He already has enough. Well, first of all, what is enough? As a professional athlete, when you have a career of 16, 17 years, if you're lucky, what is enough? This take is presented by Hochland Farm. Hochland Farm, get rotationally grazed, 100% grass-fed Hereford beef. They sell it in quarters and halves, and they also have custom sample packs so you can try before you buy it in bulk. Contact Jared today at 952-491-1541. 20% off your first order if you tell Jared you heard about Hochland Farm on the Minnesota Tim podcast. So, back to what I was saying. People are going to mock Kirk Cousins for the amount of money that he has made throughout his career. And Adam Schefter just put out a tweet disclosing the amount of money Kirk Cousins will have made after this deal with the Atlanta Falcons. And if he remains with the Atlanta Falcons for this full term, for this full $180 million term, Kirk Cousins would surpass $400 million for his lifetime in his NFL career. Kirk Cousins has made over $230 million in career earnings from his time in Washington and Minnesota, and is now signing a 4-year, $180 million deal with $100 million guaranteed. So at least he's guaranteed to make $330 million in his career. And maybe if he plays out this contract, he will have received $400 million in his career. And I just want to defend Kirk Cousins for a moment, because why would we be upset at a professional trying to make as much money as he can? If you are a professional in any career, is your goal to make as much money as you can? Most likely it is. Probably 99.99% of the time it is. So why are you bashing Kirk Cousins for the amount of money that he's received, that he's made? His agent is a genius. And when Kirk Cousins makes a bunch of money, his agent makes a bunch of money. So the negotiating tactics by McCartney, who's Kirk Cousins' agent, is absolutely astonishing, because Kirk Cousins in his NFL career, he has one playoff win with the Minnesota Vikings. Did he win a playoff game with the Washington Redskins? Maybe one, definitely not two. So at most throughout his career, he has made $230 million to this point, and he has 2 playoff wins at most. Now, I just want to share this next point, and I want you to listen carefully. We do not care about NFL players as humans. We care about our NFL teams. If Kirk Cousins retired tomorrow, you wouldn't think about him more than 24 hours. You're not worried about Kirk Cousins' family and his future. You're not worried about where Kirk Cousins lives. You're not worried about the health, physically or mentally, of Kirk Cousins. You're worried about your team, and you want your team to win. If Kirk Cousins goes out and throws 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, you're praising his name, calling him a GOAT. But then if he goes out and throws 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, you're criticizing the guy, saying bench him. So you don't care about the player. We don't really care about professional athletes. We care about what professional athletes give us. And what do they give us? They give us a distraction from our real world. They give something to cheer for. Now that Kirk Cousins is signing with the Atlanta Falcons, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans that are rooting against Kirk Cousins because he decided to walk away and take the bag of cash. which we all would have done. Every single person in the world would have decided to take that deal from the Atlanta Falcons and guarantee the amount of money that he's going to make and the longevity, and to be guaranteed the starter, not have to compete with a rookie coming up or to have to train the next guy in. That all sounds really, really nice. And somehow, some way, a guy from Michigan State who was a third-round pick by the Washington Redskins in the same year as Robert Griffin III has a chance to accumulate over $400 million in his NFL career. And that, my friends, is amazing. Kirk Cousins and his agent have done a remarkable job getting the most out of his playing days. Because he's coming off a torn Achilles, and he's going to be 36 years old. And he just received a contract for $180 million. At some point, you got to Michael Jordan shrug and just be amazed at what is happening, how they pulled this off. I'm not upset at Kirk Cousins for leaving. I would have left the Minnesota Vikings if I was in Kirk Cousins' shoes. I would not want to be worried about training that next quarterback up and being that quote-unquote mentor to the guy. Brett Favre didn't want to do it. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to do it. Kirk Cousins doesn't want to do it. I don't blame him when he thinks he has a few good seasons left. Thank you for listening to this episode presented by Hokeland Farm. Again, contact Jared, 952-491-1541 for 20% off your first order of Hokeland Farms beef. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Everyone, take care and have a great day.